So here's a quick entertaining one about a gal who's having a meltdown because her fiancé is done with her after she got busted innocently flirting, as she said, with a bartender out on a girls' night. And I'm going to go over here, guys, to show you that you can't tolerate this type of BS. Or if you're a gal, you can't tolerate this type of BS from your boyfriend or male fiancé. It doesn't work this way. And now she's losing it because she's been calling her crap, busted, and he's done. Title: I, a 27-year-old female, was out on a girls' night and was innocently flirting pretty hard with a bartender. My fiancé of 5 years' brother saw me doing it and reported back to him. Now things are so cold between us, maybe even breaking up, and I want things to go back to normal. Long freaking title, huh? She says, hello everyone, all names are fake. As are you. I've been madly in love with Mikey since I was 23 years old. He's a great guy who's my total package. I would never do anything to hurt him or our relationship. Yeah, I can tell how you're madly in love with Mikey with you innocently flirting but pretty hard with a bartender. Innocently flirting, that makes no sense. There's nothing innocent when it comes to flirting. 2 weeks ago, I had a girls' night out, and honestly, by the time dinner and margaritas were over with, I was sloshed but kept going out to the bars. The bartender was this very physically cute guy who just turned 22, who I started very innocently flirting with as he was like a little brother's friend. Get the hell out of here. Innocently flirting? No. No. And not to mention she's trashed, and she can blame it on the alcohol. Right away, we became Facebook friends. Mikey saw this and texted me, who's Brian? And I replied, shh, if I'm nice, he'll give me drinks. And this is why girls' nights are bad ideas. No, I don't want to have a girlfriend or fiance or future wife that is going to flirt to get free drinks. No. Can't wait to see you do you drunk. He replied back instantly, good girl, call if you need a ride. So Mikey knew the whole night what I was up to. So the night was no big deal. I hugged my new friend goodbye, and instead of going to the strip club with my friends, I caught an Uber to Mikey's house and stayed with him. Yeah, this is her telling her version of the story here. What's really going on is she was instantly exchanging contact information from this bartender. He's 22. He wants to bang this girl who's older but still young enough. She's hugging him and all that, putting on the moves. They're planning something. Come on. Little did I know that Mikey's brother Kevin was at that bar too. This is what happens when you're drunk. You don't notice your surroundings. I don't know him too well, but I should have seen him. Well, he reported to Mikey that I'd been overly flirtatious, that I'd been physical with the bartender aside from the hug, and I even pulled my top open to let him look at my cleavage. I know I was flirtatious, but don't recall any of this. I'm going to trust Brian, the brother here. Yeah, she neglected to mention that part in the first part of the story. Guys, does this sound like a gal that you want to marry? That you could trust to marry? Nope. And I'm willing to bet you her friends are egging her on. Well, despite me telling Mikey who Brian was and what I was up to while it was happening, he has become so cold with me. Oh, poor you. If your Mikey was out at a bar with a bunch of his boys, and he was flirting with a female bartender and getting her contact information and hugging her and probably kissing her on the cheek, and I don't know, maybe he was lifting his pants to show the size of his package, I think you might have a problem with this. Any decent gal would. He's become so cold to me as if I cheat on him. Well, we can discuss that. I begged him to explain to me why things changed, and the most he can say is that it's different because of what Kevin said happened. Oh, my bad. The brother's Kevin. Brian's the bartender. I asked him what that means, and he says that he doesn't know. I asked if we were breaking up, and he said he needed time. He hasn't spoken to me or called me in almost 10 days, and I'm devastated. I text him once a day to let him know he's the love of my life, but I'm basically ghosted in return. How do I get him back? My life doesn't exist without him in it. You're not. He's moving on. He's planning his exit strategy. Look, you've shown your true colors. I'm sure she's been showing her true colors for years, but probably Kevin, that's his name, has been ignoring it because she's probably a pretty girl and charming and all that. No. You were cheating on him out with the girls' nights. You get out probably this one time, you get some margaritas and you use that as an excuse to do all that? No. Okay? Way more was going on. And again, if the situation was reversed, you have a problem with him doing all that with other gals. So, and notice, by the way, how she's losing her mind because she doesn't quite know yet officially. Like, he hasn't officially broken up with her, but obviously you can tell by his actions. Women can't take uncertainty. It's making her crazy, not knowing what's going on. So, gals out there that are watching, don't pull this type of shit. Otherwise, you're going to lose your guy. And as time goes on, more and more guys are waking up to reality that they have options. They don't have to tolerate this type of BS. And so good for him for doing that. He needs to officially end it and move on. Now, a few comments here. One guy says here, innocently and flirting pretty hard are mutually inconsistent. There's no reason for Kevin to lie. If you did what he said you did, Mikey's reaction is perfectly reasonable. A 27-year-old engaged person using the suggestion of sex to get free drinks is disgusting, FYI. Exactly. And believe me, I'm convinced that they were planning something. Another guy says, how does one innocently flirt with the friends of their little brother? It sounds like you and your fiancé had different ideas of what your relationship was. He probably expected you to be all in, and you don't see flirting as cheating, fundamentally incompatible. A lot of people don't see it as cheating, or certainly cheating with a little c. But I do, and it really is. It's a gateway to more things. How can you describe it as very innocently flirting, and yet Kevin sees it as basically cheating? It seems like you don't take responsibility for your actions. And if you're getting so drunk that you can't remember how much you did with a strange man, you need to drink less or be single. Right. She obviously has a problem with alcohol, but then again, hey, the alcohol, I can blame it all on the alcohol. You sound like you want him to get over this without taking responsibility for your role in it. Was it innocent and your fiancé has no rights to feel the way he does? Or did you cross the line and behave in a way you wouldn't have if he was there? Yeah, there's a question. If he was there, would she behave that way? Now, I would like to say no, but some women have such little respect for their guy, they would behave like this if he was there. You're way out of line. Your fiancé knew you were out and that you added a friend on Facebook, but not that you were flirting for drinks. Your new friend likely just saw it as someone he could hook up with since you were flirting with him the whole time you were there. It sounds like you were even drunk enough that you don't remember what happened. Sure, his brother could be exaggerating, but that doesn't seem too likely. I don't think his brother's exaggerating. Not at all. And she claimed that she texted him saying, I'm, flirting with this guy to get free drinks or something like that. And he was like, no problem there. I'm not buying her saying that. Since he hasn't talked to you in over a week, it very well could be done. He probably had all the times you were out with him flipping through his head, and he's trying to figure out if what you've been telling him is true, or if all the other times you were out and this was like how his brother described it. Give him time, and if he's done with the relationship, take this experience and learn from it. Don't lie to your significant others. Don't go out and randomly flirt around. Well, she's not going to just get over it. This is no freaking way. And when he finally talks to her, she's going to put on the full waterworks. It's going to be flowing like the Ganges. Crying and crying and carrying on, begging. And this goes into question, what happens all the other times she goes out with her girlfriends? What happens all the time she goes out and gets drunk? So this goes to show you guys, got to spend years knowing your girl and also her friends and what she's like when she hangs out with them, and how the girls' nights, girl weekends is not a good idea. I mean, if a woman is that serious to be engaged with a guy, she needs to behave like an engaged woman, basically a married woman. End of story. Not behaving like a single gal in college and all that. That's what I think. So, too bad for her. Boo freaking who, and move on.